What's up YouTube, and welcome to this Black Mirror Season 3 full season review. Now, I've binged the fucking shit out of this show immensely. So Friday I watched probably about episode 1 through 5, and then I had to go to work and, But I did watch episode 6 last night, which was possibly one of the best episodes, I think, of the season. Now, in my season 1 review, I absolutely loved episode 1. I adored it. I thought it was very clever. It was a good kind of look into society's norms and how people just actually conform to them, because I think that that's going to get them a good life. But the woman who was driving the truck seemed happier because she was not. So some of the episodes were a bit hit and miss. The episode where the kid was pretty much forced to do what he is told because they filmed him masturbating to, those indecent images. I felt that the resolution was a bit of, I would say it didn't really fulfill, because I can't see why they would troll all the people who weren't as bad when they would just want to use them to in turn use the people who were looking at those images. So I couldn't help but think that what they could have done with that episode is make it more of a kind of reality show, make it a pirate radio TV show thing on the internet of people being entertained watching these people do these things. But I guess they wouldn't be able to do those things, would they, if they were being watched? But it felt a bit flat, and there wasn't really much kind of, I would say, resolution out of it. It was just he was caught and he did all these things. The episode with Junipero was a bit interesting. I thought we would get a kind of weird sort of time and space cloud atlas story, but we got people who were slowly dying, uploading their minds into the cloud. They're finding a heaven on earth, which was very, very strange. And I can't help but think, what would happen if your soul actually did go that way? Then you'd be be in two places. It's really strange. I kind of think that the logic behind it was a bit flawed, and it wouldn't really, a lot of the stuff could actually happen and work, but this, I can't believe that it would actually happen. I can't really get my head around that. But the mystery, the pacing, the storytelling in it was fantastic. It's just the fact that the method of, the MacGuffin of the episode, for me, didn't really work. It didn't feel like that on the cusp of technology, these things that could actually exist. Now, we had another episode which I thought would be quite clever. We had one where a guy travelling around the world was introduced to the world of horror games, and he came in, tested these horror games, which are all the rage now. All these, like Outlast, Slender Man, all these are just stupidly popular, and it was seemingly based on like the Japanese survival horror games. And I thought, oh, this is going to be fantastic, because obviously Charlie Brooker was a games writer, he loves games. This is going to be just superb. But I felt incredibly cheated by the resolution of this one. I felt incredibly cheated. It was a nice idea, the fact that this thing will use your memories and your experiences to make your own personal survival horror experience. And that is what is just terrifying. That is absolutely terrifying, that that thing right back in your subconscious could come to the forefront and scare the shit out of you. But the fact that he was it was kept on having a layer upon layer of story, kind of this resolution after resolution, but the big reveal was the fact that he actually just died because the phone interfered with the technology. And really, if you think about it, it is the non-relationship with his mother that killed him. The absence and the ignoring of his mother killed him. His mother actually made him die. And that is just a very sad and sombre thought. But I was looking forward to something a bit more, but it was incredibly clever that that was actually what happened. Now we had the one where the dude, the soldier, had this mask on. And it's kind of like, now this one was a bit iffy in my eyes, and they were going around killing these innocent people because they had apparently had a virus, but they never actually said what the virus was or if there was a virus, and they were just killing people. They wanted to make them look like they were killing these kind of abominations just for the sake of it, which is incredibly scary. But, you know, I think that they should have kind of explained, had a bit more backstory. A lot of the time Black Mirror can fall a bit flat because they don't explain the backstory of things, and this one, they just had the idea, but there was no execution, there was no moral thought behind it. It was just, you're killing these people, but why? I want to know. I refuse to believe that this army was set up just to kill all these people. But again, it is a scary technology which I'm not going to put the army past or any government past of actually using. Now we had a feature-length episode for episode 6, which is a bit strange, but I know that I think White Christmas, I'm not sure if that was an hour and a half. I didn't really like White Christmas, but I'm not going to go into that in this video. Now, Twitter storms are huge. The minute someone does something just not right that no one likes, that's it, hashtag will start, and you will just be, this vitriol will be around you. And it's looking into that, looking into, is it okay to just really just casually hate on someone like that because they made a snap decision, which, yeah, they may have done a bad thing, but taking that photo or whatever they did, do they deserve to be just hated on and just, it is just non-stop? Now this is what that looks into. It looks into the consequences of this, the consequences of getting behind a hashtag, a Twitter storm, and it makes you think about it. So we had obviously a very interesting other side point, which I thought was more interesting, to be honest, is the fact that we had these robotic bees that were pollinating the country, which, you know, the bees are dying out. I can't remember the last time I saw a goddamn bee. See wasps? I don't see a bee. It's terrifying. And if you're interested in that, just go to Google and look into it, and the decolonisation of bees. That's bad, man. But this dude took over these things, this government organisation of surveillance, and you've got to wonder that the government, yeah, they're not going to spend all those billions on something like this just to, you know, help the planet, but to spy on absolutely everyone, which, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But I really did like this. I would have liked if they just cut off after the dude walked off into the sunset and that's it. But they had to have the girl following him and saying, oh, I've got him. But I guess that is the consequences of his action. His action there had a consequence because they found him. So I thought that was possibly the strongest episode and the most, I would say, the most attributable to our real life. But I definitely recommend watching this season. Obviously there were spoilers in this video, but, you know, you're not going to watch a whole season review unless, you know, spoilers. But that's it for this. Please do drop a like. Please do subscribe. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.